Hello YouTube family, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Lauren McKinney and I love making videos about capsule wardrobing and sustainable style made easy. Today's video is going to be just a little bit different. I've been tagged by my dear friend over at the Chic Chanteuse to put together a fashion icons video. So what this tag really entails is that you talk about your fashion icons starting in your childhood and moving up until, well, now. So I'm really excited to share some of those with you guys. If you have not seen the Chic Chanteuse's profile, it is really lovely. I'll be sure to link her channel down below. Definitely check out her video. I hope this video offers a little bit of inspiration for maybe you to go through your fashion icons, starting when you were a kid and moving up until now. It's a really fun and interesting process, and it kind of allows you to see like the transition or the evolution of your style throughout that time. So definitely give it a try if you're interested in it. Of course, before we get started, I have to say a big thank you to all of you. Since my last video, I have surpassed 500 subscribers on YouTube, which I feel like I say this every video, but I literally never thought would happen. Like, I actually just never thought it would happen. And even every day, like even when I get just like one new subscriber, I'm like, whoa, that's wild. So I just want to thank you all so much. It's all thanks to you, those of you who subscribe to my channel, who loyally watch my videos and who comment on my videos. It really just brings like so much joy to my heart. So once again, thank you so much. I want to remind you to give this video a thumbs up if you like this content and you would like to see more like it, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what some of your fashion icons are, maybe some of your embarrassing fashion icons, or if any of your fashion icons are the same as my fashion icons, because that would be really cool. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, let's set the stage for this a little bit, provide some context so that you know where I'm coming from. I was born in 1995, so almost 25 years ago, which is crazy to me, and that was really the era of the Disney Renaissance. So lots of really popular Disney films are coming out at that time. So in my childhood, I wasn't really super in touch with like a lot of pop culture, but I was in touch with Disney. So I have to say that so many of my fashion icons when I was like just a little kid were the Disney princesses. I loved them. So particularly, I think my specific Disney princess fashion icons were probably Aurora from Sleeping Beauty, Ariel from The Little Mermaid, and Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Ariel, I felt like it was a really necessary one because I have red hair, and when I was younger, my hair was even more red. So it was just something I felt like it was a really natural connection to her. But I think that the theme with those fashion icons was really that they all wore similar colors, so pink and blue, and those are colors I still love, and you guys know that blue is a huge part of my wardrobe. So you can tell even from a childhood that those things begin to influence you, and they can influence you throughout the rest of your life. And if you haven't watched my How to Find Inspiration video where I talk about my childhood inspiration, I'll link it up here and down below. I talk a lot about how the inspiration that we felt when we were kids really continues to inspire us throughout our lives. And I totally see that in my fashion icons of my childhood. Now, moving from my childhood into my tween years and my early teen years, which is the 2000s, there was a lot of really interesting fashion going on. Let me just jog your memory for a second.
Wait a minute, I just wanna get to you. I've been trying for some time, 'cause I've been waiting here for someone like you.
So these kinds of outfits, these people were really big influences for the kind of tween and teen girl fashion of the early 2000s. And I definitely felt that influence, especially in like magazines or catalogs for Limited 2. It doesn't exist anymore, but I used to get catalogs for Limited 2, and I used to sit in my room and open them up and like circle the outfits that I liked. And so even though that's not a specific fashion icon, just the like aura of the 2000s fashion, like tween girl fashion, was something I really loved. But moving into specific fashion icons, I think one of the first ones that I can remember is actually Avril Lavigne. I just remember really loving Avril Lavigne. I liked how kind of rebellious she was and how she was like a strong girl, and I just loved listening to her music, and I thought she was so cool, and I wanted to be cool like that too. And then after that, as I started to get a little bit older, I remember being really influenced by Demi Lovato, and 2008 Demi Lovato, like camp rock Demi Lovato. And I love that she had bangs, and I loved that she had kind of like it was almost like a little bit bohemian and also rocker. Like for example, those fringe boots that she's wearing, I had a pair of those, and I wore them all the time. I wore them with denim shorts in the summertime. I wore them with jeans in the wintertime. Yeah, and then the fedora, that was another really big thing where Demi Lovato wore fedoras a lot, and so I bought a fedora and I wore it a lot. And my mother will tell you that it was really embarrassing that I would go to like the bookstore or to like J.C. Penney's like wearing my fedora and my moccasin boots. But I think that the kind of theme that I can see both between Avril and Demi is that I felt like they were kind of both undeniably themselves. And there was something about that that really spoke to me. It really drew me in. It was different. It wasn't like all the other girls were dressing. And I wanted to like really find that originality and take it as my own, which is super unoriginal. But I think I was just really craving trying to find like what my own personal style was. And I'm so glad that I experimented with that because I think it kind of has influenced me today. Now, high school was a really kind of weird time for me. Not weird because I had a bad time, but weird in terms of fashion because I didn't necessarily have a fashion icon. I had just moved to a new town during my high school years, and I was really trying to fit in and trying to make new friends because I had left all of my childhood friends behind. And so in terms of fashion icons, I don't know how in touch I was to really determine a fashion icon for myself. Really, I just wanted to wear what all my friends were wearing, so that's what I did. So in a way, I think my peers were really my fashion icons at that time. And fashion icon meant I shopped at American Eagle. That's all I wore, pretty much, in high school, was American Eagle. So that all kind of changed my senior year when I kind of joined a band. I wasn't like an official band member, which I'm still kind of salty about to this day, but I did play several like little concerts with them. It was just like a local thing. And it was kind of like a rock, indie kind of folky band, I think is probably how I would describe it. And so a lot of the people in that band like dressed like kind of hipster, and so they kind of influenced me, and I started to dress like kind of hipster. So I bought like lace-up boots, and I got some black jeans, and I got a denim jacket, and like some of those like Aztec cardigans, which was like a really big kind of, I guess, like hipster thing at the time. I don't even know if like hipster even really exists anymore. And another part of it is that the other members of this band, they were much older than me. I was a senior in high school, and they were like juniors and seniors in college, and I really looked up to them, and I wanted to be like them. And so they really kind of helped me determine what my fashion was during that senior year of high school. And then you get to college and everything changes all over again. So no doubt during college, at least the first 3 years of college, my fashion icon was without a doubt Sarah Patrick, who is then Sarah Vickers from Classy Girls Wear Pearls. And in many ways, her fashion still really inspires me. I think there's something really timeless and beautiful and elegant about her style, but I was really leaning into that like preppiness. Now that we've kind of like gone through all this background information, in my adulthood now, I really have become interested in fashion over the past 2 years. And because of that, I've established some fashion icons that I come back to again and again. So all the fashion icons that I'm about to list are my current ones. There are several that I like to model my style after, and then there are also some that have nothing to do with my style, but that I really look up to for their originality and their personal style. So the very first fashion icon that I thought of when I was prepping for this video was definitely Anina Bing. I think she is absolutely marvelous. She has this really like edgy, timeless, effortless, elegant yet cool style. And she is one of those fashion icons that I really like to model several of my wardrobe pieces after, because I think she wears her clothes so well, and they aren't complicated pieces. They are everyday pieces, but they look fabulous. She wears them in a way that looks fresh and new every time, and I really respect that. The next two are kind of like more vintagey, I guess, style. Those two are Princess Diana and Audrey Hepburn. Now, of course, from two different like decades, two different eras completely. But I think there's something very similar about their styles, is that they are both classic and elegant, with this timeless and feminine air to them. And I really like that. I like it because I think both of their style really transcends time. I'm able to wear several of these outfits today and nobody would even think that I was inspired by Princess Diana or Audrey Hepburn. And that is a part about fashion that I really like, are those pieces that transcend time and age. And I think that's fabulous. Some other of these fashion icons I would probably never really try to emulate in my own wardrobe, but they are just women that I just really respect their fashion and their personal style. And the first one of these is for sure Tracee Ellis Ross. I think the Chic Chanteuse also mentioned her in her video, but I absolutely love her style. I've been following her for a really long time now. Not only is she an absolutely just stunning human being, but her style is so her. And you can tell, even though she is like famous and kind of in the limelight, that she has a really kind of consistent kind of vibe to her style. So she's not like changing what she wears to like fit in. She wears what she likes, and I really like that. Another one is one that actually has kind of been a little bit of a fashion icon throughout my life, which is Zoe De Chanel. I remember watching 500 Days of Summer when I was like a teenager and really just loving her character. She has that quirky vibe to her, and I really love the cutesy patterns that she wears, but she also makes it look very grown up. So I think that she has this elegant but very youthful fashion, and I really love that. Now, this last one is absolutely, of course, no surprise to me, but maybe a surprise to some of you. I grew up in Tennessee, and so country music has kind of been a big part of my life. I don't listen to it very often, but I was really surrounded by it growing up. And one of the musicians that I really, really love, who her personal style is really engaging to me, is Dolly Parton. Now, a lot of people really don't like her because she does have this kind of like maybe fakeness about her, but I think that her personal style is super her, and she doesn't care what anybody else does. She wears what she likes, and that's that. So whether we're talking about like vintage Dolly Parton, like bell-bottom jeans and tied-up shirts, or we're talking about like current Dolly Parton with like full-length bedazzled pantsuits, it doesn't matter. Her personal style is really just, I think, just like it just like captivates me, and I like that. I also really like her music, so maybe I'm a little bit biased. So that is that for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed this kind of different video where I've talked about some of my fashion icons and my personal fashion inspiration. I hope this is a practice that you take on yourself. It really is a fun thing to like really dig into your old photos and like feel a little bit cringe, but also feel really good about where you were and now where you are. It's a really, really nice little project and journey. I just want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I've been honored to spend this time with you today. Again, if you have a second, please comment below and let me know what your fashion icons were, or if we have any that overlap. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!